Hey, I'm Jess Willie. I'm a TV and media critic who occasionally branches out to other stuff. I've got some pretty cool friends. A little strange, maybe, but cool. There's Nick, an AI copy of a buddy of mine from college that I installed on my smart TV. He's supposed to keep the show on track, but he spends more time watching Brazilian cooking shows. There's King Ralph the Tritus, an old toy from my childhood who is somehow alive, and he rules a massive underground kingdom from a stronghold in my basement. There's Zylagathia P. Robinson. She's a magical winter elf who started out as an observer from the International Internet Reviewers Guild, but she sorta went native. I've got occasional guests, too. Like Gizmo. He's a dog. He doesn't show up much, but when he does, he has lots to say. So if you want to know the story, go and watch the back catalog. If you're just interested in a review of the thing you clicked on, sit back, relax, and don't ask questions. Or if you have questions, leave them in the comments. Maybe I'll answer. The only question you can be sure I'm gonna answer is, did I get what I paid for? Okay, I got presents for Matt, Nick, Gizmo, Zylo, Ralph.
Jess, what the hell are you doing?
I'm making a list, checking it twice, gonna find out if my preparations suffice. Are you sure twice is enough? Last year you checked 8 times and still almost forgot to get me something. I made extra sure to do that this year. Look, we have a few days, but it seems the only thing I forgot were cookies for Santa.
Speaking of the devil's anagram, guess who is calling?
Ho, 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 ho! Jess, I didn't get a letter from you this year. Is something wrong?
Hey, I sent you something. I even used traditional snail mail. Maybe it hasn't had time to make its way to the workshop. Nick, can you check the USPS tracking number?
Tracking number says it arrived December 1st.
And you're sure you addressed it to the North Pole?
Yep. Internal print log shows the North Pole.
I see the problem. Letters to Santa are supposed to be addressed to the North Pole. There is a house at 2 the North Pole, but you never told us who lives there, big guy.
We respect each other's privacy. He knows I give everyone I know a present. And he asks for a donation to be made in his name to the Christopher and Dana Reeves Foundation.
Look, Santa, we gotta go. Nick, retrieve my backup of the letter and shoot Santa an email. We've gotta start the review.
Okay, I got your email. Nothing on the list that is strange. I won't be able to get that tabletop RPG book this late in the season, but I usually only give that Blu-ray to people that's on the naughty list. But whatever floats your boat.
What are we watching?
We're listening to one of Matt's records, an exciting Christmas story featuring Superman. Our story begins with WGBS's junior reporter Jimmy Olsen reporting on the lighting of the White House Christmas tree. He thinks he's doing a huge, important story, but it's a puff piece. He's asking people what they think about the tree. Trust me, I was at the lighting back in 1994. In the pre-internet days, unless you were a political bigwig or a family member of a celebrity guest, you had to go to the park service weeks ahead of time to get a ticket, arrive hours beforehand to make sure you got a good seat, and put up with an entire crowd singing Christmas carols off-key. Those are just the type of activities one engages in when they hate Christmas. But as Jimmy interviews this little girl and her dad, Lois Lane and Clark Kent are watching on the monitor saying what a great job Jimmy's doing. Really? Really? Morgan Edge only gave him that assignment because Lana Lang, Kat Grant, Steve Lombard, Ron Troop, and Alice the Copy Girl called in sick today. The father says, I think this is going to be the biggest, brightest Christmas tree ever. It'll be bright enough to light up the whole city. The little girl asked, will it be bright enough to light up the whole world, Daddy? Back in the studio, her voice is echoing, causing Clark to have a PTSD flashback to his neonatal loss of the planet Krypton. Yeah, one of his superpowers is super memory recall, which is a bitch when you've lived through the ending of Doctor Strangelove. Oh, wait! He recognizes someone in the crowd, but he doesn't quite remember them. Which, as stated for the Silver and Bronze Age Superman, should be impossible. He knows the guy and the light up the whole world thing fit together, but he doesn't quite know how. So he just strolls into a UN Security Council meeting. I don't have the comic that comes with this record, and the voice actor makes zero distinction between Clark and Superman, so I have no idea if he's in his Superman costume right now or not. If he's Superman, it would make sense. He could just go, hey, Justice League representative, coming through. But from context, it seems that he's Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a major metropolitan newspaper. And he just walks in on a closed session of the UN that is passing a binding resolution to ban nuclear weapons. Anyway, Clark/Superman hears the words nuclear weapons and says, hey, that reminds me of someone. Thurston something, the physicist. Thurston Howell III. No, that's the guy from Gilligan's Island. Thurston Kilgore, yeah. I haven't seen him since that Senate meeting years ago. Then we cut to a flashback. Kilgore is addressing the Senate. He says, we have nuclear superiority and new tech that renders our missiles undetectable until they go boom. As a physicist, I say that we use them. The best way to protect the freedom of the world is to commit genocide against anyone who disagrees with us. And then he's hauled off to a mental hospital by the Capitol Police. That's how you know this story is fiction. If it were true, the RNC, Fox News, and the Daily Wire would be in a bidding war to get him on the payroll. Superman finally has all the info he needs and heads to DC. Too little, too late. Kilgore has captured Jimmy. He says, Mr. Olsen, you're awake. Look, I'm an old school villain, so I have to reveal my evil plan. Look at my collection of TVs. As you can see, I get a live feed of the White House lawn and all the missile sites. Oh yeah, and I also get Hallmark Channel, but only a brain-dead person would be watching that at Christmas time. Jimmy says, and those missiles aren't going to be doing anything. Only the president can activate them. Kilgore smiles and says, that's why I disguised myself as the White House electrician. I wired the Christmas tree switch to the red button. Once he turns it on, it'll trigger a dirty bomb I placed on the lawn and launch all the missiles. Jimmy says, and you abducted me because... Kilgore replies, there's only one person who could possibly interfere with my plan. Superman. Jimmy says, really? because I'm pretty sure Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Black Lightning, and Brother Power the Geek would disagree. Kilgore says, "Ah, shut up." Superman flies to the lawn. Somehow only this one couple recognize him. He asks if they've seen Jimmy Olsen. They say, yeah, he went back to the van to get some cocoa. Superman says, well, before I do my surprise part of the show, I'm going to go talk to my pal. He gets in there and finds a note from Kilgore. It's a boilerplate, come to the warehouse at 6 p.m., come alone, tell no one sort of thing. He doesn't even wish him a Merry Christmas. Now the president comes out. Superman knows something is up and it involves the president, but he decides to go rescue Jimmy. I know most of you think Superman is being stupid, but it's no big deal. At least the time I went to a Christmas tree lighting, first the president came out and wished everyone a happy whatever holiday they celebrate before introducing Willard Scott. Then we got a children's choir. Then a few songs from the Marine Corps Band, capped off by a performance by the inimitable Aretha Franklin. So Superman's got about an hour before shit gets real. Superman busts into the warehouse and saves Jimmy in a snap. Then he starts feeling lightheaded. Kilgore says, yeah, did I forget to mention this warehouse used to be my lab back when I was a respected scientist? It was the Hex store after that, so no one's been in here for decades. Do you want to know the best part about being a professor of nuclear physics? Every once in a while you consult with big government agencies like the DoD or the Department of Energy. They'll give you access to all sorts of radioactive materials. You know, uranium, plutonium, kryptonite. Anyway, my kryptonite beam is going, and as much as I would love to stay and watch you die, I'm gonna have to take that on the honor system. I want to get out of here before the president turns half the world into a radioactive wasteland. Back at the White House, the president is almost finishing his speech. He says everyone at the UN agrees. No more nuclear weapons. War is over if you want it. War is over now. He's about to flick the switch and vaporize the entire DC area when Superman swoops in and saves the day.
How?
Jimmy manages to knock off the chair he's tied to and the old Olsen luck kicks in. In situations like this, he's either turned into a giant turtle or ends up breaking the kryptonite ray. Since this is close to the end of the story, it winds up being the latter. Well, that's not totally Deus Ex Machina. Once Superman's powers come back, throwing the dirty bomb into the atmosphere is no problemo.
Well, apart from a little issue called a nuclear airburst, I have problems with those too.
Superman has Green Lantern on speed dial. A power ring can absorb radiation, sanitize the fallout, and even prevent nuclear winter.
No, that's gotta be bullshit, Dave.
Superman still has to deal with the missiles. But come on, there's only 5 of them. That's nothing. So it's off to the sun with them. Because Superman throwing nukes into the sun always goes well. Nothing bad has ever come from that.
What happened to Kilgore?
His failure warped his mind. Really, I haven't seen something dribble that much since I went to the Harlem Globetrotters game. And that's it. That's the story. Damn it, I missed.
And we've got a rant in 3, 2, 1. Incoming rant wrap.
First of all, without the comic that I'm pretty sure this record came with, that I don't have access to. The story doesn't make any sense. Without the art, or at least some kind of visual, the tropes found in most Silver and Bronze Age comics kind of fall apart because you don't know what's going on. The book and the record should be able to be enjoyed on their own. This set fails at one simple job. Second of all, this record is a little light on sound effects, which is weird, considering it was recorded around the same time as the Star Trek record we did for Thanksgiving by the same company. Whereas Star Trek was a masterclass in how to do sound effects on a very limited budget, this Superman story is a masterclass on how to get the most out of one stock wind sound effect. This record has one thing going for it. The voice acting is pretty solid. Lois Lane sounds like what you'd expect Lois to sound like. Kilgore sounds like a 60s or 70s Bond villain. The only weak point in the cast is, well, and I hate to say this, Superman. You can tell a Superman story in an audio-only format and have Clark Kent and the Man of Steel seem distinctive. Bud Collyer figured out how to do it all the way back in 1940. Whoever did Superman here didn't do that. You know, it's not a Christmas episode, and left us at least one depressing moment. So I'm gonna bring the temperature of the room down a bit and bring up something truly disheartening. In the DC universe, every country on Earth banned the use of nuclear weapons back in 1977. In the real world, the UN didn't have a binding resolution on that until 2017, and it didn't go into effect until 2021. It was signed by 122 countries. Among the 69 nations that were not signatories on the treaty were every country that actually has nuclear weapons. It's enough to make a guy think there will be peace. There will be peace when the people of this world want it so badly that their governments will have no choice but to give it to them. But that day is never gonna come. Merry fucking Christmas!
I almost forgot. Merry Christmas to all, and keep watching movies because you know I'm gonna.
See you around, Santa. It's a shame I won't be able to get that book. Huh? What's this? It says, do not open until Christmas. Happy holidays, Jess. Your pal, Triangle S?
Isn't it the symbol of, never mind.
Jess, all 4 great franchises are done. So, you want to rank them?
Well, the worst one would have to be this Superman record. Then Captain America, Man and Wolf. Then the Star Trek record. Which means the best one is... God damn it. The Flintstones meet Rockula and Frankenstone. See you next time, folks. Hello, everyone. Jess here. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to the Film Geek for stopping by to play Santa for us. If you want some intelligent film criticism instead of just some wise guys, go check out his channel. And I know this is normally where Ralph or Gizmo would come in and say, to support this channel, go to patreon.com/parodyerrorfilms and become a patron today, but I don't want you to do that this time. For this video and this video only, I think you guys should go donate to the Christopher and Dina Reeve Foundation. They do great work helping people with spinal cord injuries, And this is the season of giving, so considering this is a Superman video, yeah, that's what you should do.